Yeah, okay. Transform. Fit the screen. It's low resolution, but whatever. Do. L square. The this is the default. Oh, it's different. The menus, I mean. Full screen and start. Yeah, okay. This is chapter 6. I'm playing as Shion this time, I guess. Um, Meakashi, beloved cutthroat. Eye-opening chapter. Welcome to the world of Higurashi when they cry K. We finally reached the halfway point. From the viewpoint of the protagonist, try to find the truth behind the tragedy that unfolds. The difficulty is very high. It won't be easy to comprehend the motive of the perpetrator. Oh, it's high again. Okay. Hmm. It was Ho before, wasn't it? But now it's K, I guess. She dropped her beads in the sand, so the girl cried for 100 years. The girl searched the sand. They might be in the ocean, not the sand, so the girl cried for 100 years. The girl searched the ocean. They might be in the mountains, not the ocean, so the girl cried. How many years will pass before the girl wonders if she really dropped them? This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to an actual person's or organization's is entirely coincidental. Silver keys were attached to the keychain. Without knowing which key was the correct one, I had to go by instinct and try every key one by one. On average, I would reach the correct key within 3.5 attempts. I'd be fortunate if I could open the lock within the first 3 keys, and I'd be unfortunate if I didn't. I had to think of the worst case scenario, getting the right key only on the very last attempt. I fought with my nervousness, my head ached from it. I put the key in and turned it. I just needed to repeat that small procedure several more times, but I couldn't stop shaking. Damn, even a 3-year-old can do something this easy. So, am I more childish than a 3-year-old? Whatever, I don't care if I'm clumsy. I just need to try all these keys. Even in the worst case scenario, the lock will open up on the 7th try. No way. Reality isn't always the same as math. What happened was way worse than my worst case scenario. None of the keys works at all. I could feel the blood draining from my brain. Did I get the wrong set of keys? No, I definitely see a faint marking that says this set is for this door. Am I just reading it wrong? Should I go back to the key cabinet to look for the right one? That would be a great loss of time. Just by being here, I'm already risking so much. Something that could ruin everything might happen at any moment. If I can't open the lock, do I have to go back to the administration office? If there were no other choices, that'd be a waste of time to spend another second here. The administration office wouldn't necessarily be empty at this time. Somebody might come in. I won't be able to look for the right key if that happens. I stood up quickly as if electrified. I was almost in a panic and so felt the urge to move. My instincts pushed me. I have to go back there as quickly as possible. It's dangerous to be here, and it's also dangerous if somebody comes into the administration office. I cooled my head, making it as chilly as possible, to repress my fear. Calm down, Chion. Me, I wouldn't panic in this situation. Maybe I'm just mistaken. Why don't I try the keys one more time? The next moment I felt a faint vibration in the air. Somebody was walking somewhere in the hallway. If it were a normal situation, I would have known I wouldn't have run into them, because the footsteps were really very far away. But at the time I couldn't think calmly. Ah shit. Why am I panicking this much just because of footsteps? Calm down, calm down. I should be feeling excited instead. Calm down, calm down. I just need to do what I have to do. I should ignore the footsteps, because they're not an immediate threat. Pretend they aren't there. Perhaps this is for something much more important right now. Oh shit. The key should be hard and cold, but it's, pliable and hot. It feels like rubber. How are you gonna stick this into the keyhole? Shit, shit, shit. It wasn't the key that was, pliable. It's my fingers that were limp. Oh shit, 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 shit. The key sprung out of my hand and fell to the floor. It shouldn't have made any sound, because it was so pliable, but it made a tremendous metal noise, as if somebody pushed over a cupboard. Cling. The sound almost stopped my heart. I felt dizzy for a while. I looked around. afterwards to carefully see if it caused any disturbances to my surroundings. Calm down. Calm down. Nothing's changed. I don't hear anything. So, am I safe? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Wait, I don't hear anything. What about those footsteps in the distance? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Are they looking for me after they notice the sound? Oh shit. What is that sound I'm hearing? Is it my sweat dripping onto the floor? Shut up, shut up, shut up. How could I hear the sound of my sweat? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. I have to clarify, this isn't a prison or a detention center. It's a private school. Not a normal one though. It costs a fortune to get into. It's a boarding school that provides education from elementary school to university. Being for girls only rather than a school, you could say it's a factory that manufactures ladies. Some of my classmates here have never used public transport. Really, it isn't normal. To me, saying, "Hey, nice to see you," instead of just "hi" is already insane. And calling the teacher's sisters gives me the creeps. I hate the morning and evening prayers to say nothing of the Sunday Mass. I don't want to memorize the Bible passages, and the Holy Ghost gives me a rash. If I stayed in this institution, that's why I call this place for many years, I'd either go crazy or be brainwashed. Most of the girls chose to be brainwashed, but I can't do that. After all, I was more impressed by the political schemes and international trade behind religion and propaganda than by the love of God which the Bible teaches. Because of that, I've been treated as a problematic child from the beginning. I experienced lots of disadvantages as a result. I realized that quickly, so I superficially pretended to be normal. However, I got tired of acting, so I started to reveal my true self from time to time. I became a problematic child once again. People started to treat me differently once again. It's fun to misbehave, but it wouldn't do anything for me in the long run. So why did I act that way? Why? Even though I knew it was going to backfire on me later on. After examining my emotions, I realized I had completely had it with my surroundings. I was afraid of being brainwashed in this institution. I can't live here. I won't let them brainwash me. 6 months ago, I decided to escape this place. The moment I made up my mind, I started to feel alive again. I acted ladylike in order to deceive the sisters. Pretending became fun once I'd set my goal. It gave me the creeps when they told me with smiles that it was God's influence that I started to behave religiously. I laughed at them behind their backs. I took one of my classmates' duties in order to understand the layout of the school and the schedule of the staff and the guards. I soon found out that the security of the school was immensely tight because there were many daughters of important people living there. The guards would walk their beats randomly. There were surveillance cameras everywhere. The system that kept out intruders ironically also worked to prevent escapees, but that excited me instead. I simulated how to avoid all the surveillances in my head many times. I drew an escape route in the corner of my nose during class and tested if it worked. I strove to acquire any necessary skills for the escape. It was all fun. After all, the situation was cathartic for me. It's who I am. No matter how hard they try to brainwash me, I'd never change. I've been waiting for the moment of my escape, preparing physically and mentally. First, I used the courage to escape. I had to be confident of the plan. I had to think deeply about it. I also needed the skills and mental strength. I imagined all the possible obstacles and trained myself. It was funny because I was finally able to enjoy gym classes, even the long distance runs. I needed a perfect plan as well as the physical strength and skills necessary to execute it. Also, supported by those things, I needed determination. I made sure that I had all I needed and executed the plan. I declared to plant a seed in school before the appointment today. The seed was a rumor that one of the male teachers were having a relationship with a student. I won't be going into the details now, but that can turn into an enormous problem in this school. The school is limited to girls precisely because their parents want to avoid those kind of problems. Those parents are mostly important people from various positions. If the romance was a fact and was leaked to the public, the principal would have to commit suicide in shame. In fact, even that might not be enough. In the world of girls, rumors spread fast, especially when they're separated from boys and are obsessed or with dirty thoughts. So this kind of rumor goes around really quickly. Sisters try to get rid of that kind of rumor and try to warn the students not to be swayed by it. But apparently they're the ones who are most swayed by those rumors. This means that I managed to make them fruitively deal with something shady without contacting families or the authorities. So if I disappeared in these circumstances, it would look like I ran away with some teacher. All the male students would deny it, of course. Teachers. However, the school wouldn't believe what they had to say so easily. After all, there's a dirty rumor going around. By the time the school finds out about my escape, after they eliminate all the other possibilities, I'll be somewhere safe. I tried hard to spread the rumor that I was involved in the forbidden romance as widely as possible. Sisters questioned me a few times. Since the romance was something I'd made up, they couldn't find anything. No matter how they tried, they couldn't find any evidence. After 3 months, I was certain I'd create a solid foundation. I swapped after dinner duties with my classmates so that I could adjust my schedule on the day. I was even able to fill them with suspicion about me by doing that. Now they'll definitely suspect I ran away with some male teacher. Tonight was the night. I began my chores after dinner. After lights out, somebody will find out about my disappearance. My generous roommate would probably wait about 10 minutes before she reported me to her sister, but no longer than that. I had about an hour tops, but that's enough for me. I took a step off my regular route. That was the first step towards my great escape. I calmed down and thought, the key shouldn't be wrong. Yeah, maybe you have to try them all again. You may have put it in wrong or something. I don't know. This lock is old and firm. Isn't it possible that I put the right one in, but the lock was just stiff, and I only thought I got the wrong one? I realized that my nervousness was making me clumsy. The gloves I'm wearing to avoid getting footprints might be getting in the way too. I should try the keys one more time. Pick the most probable one and gently insert it into the keyhole. It's stiff. If I twist it too strongly, I might break the key. The moment I thought of giving up, I felt something in my fingertips. The key worked. I slowly opened the door. I could hear the crickets. I don't have to hesitate now, but somehow I'm reluctant to step outside. I can still make excuses up to this point. It might look awkward, but I still can. But if I take a step outside now, there can be no excuse. If the guards find me, they'll take me to the office immediately. There have been escape attempts before. That's not really so strange. I don't think I'm the only heathen here. It's understandable that there have been people below who couldn't get in this place. So, the school is well aware of the possibilities of escapees. I've heard rumors about what happens to those who are caught while attempting to escape. I don't want to believe any of those stories though. You see, all the school's horror stories involve students who attempted escapes. Whatever, bring it on. I'm not expecting to get a second chance anyway. There'll always be only one chance. Oh, new music. Things get serious beyond this door. I psych myself up and push the door open. A strong smell hangs in the air. Ooh, forest. Oh, there it is. I got the key. Is that normal for the outside? I've never smelled this strong, gassy smell before. Grassy. Is there something going on? Do I have to be wary of it? Should I go back and wait for another chance? That's silly. There's nothing strange going on. The smell is something I smell every day. I just wasn't aware of it. It's true, isn't it? Even though I pretend to be cool, I'm nothing but a nervous wreck. Calm down, Shion. I am Shion. I can rely only on the map inside my head from this point onwards. I've researched the location of all the surveillance cameras. I'm confident that I'll be able to avoid all of them. But I'm not sure about the guards. They pick their patrol routes randomly after all. I have to take my chance. I can hide myself in most places, but it's an area where there's nowhere to hide for several meters. I concentrate to keep my senses keen, while I have to depend on my luck in the end. Even if I do my best, the guard might find me by mere chance. On the contrary, I might be able to get away, no matter how unwisely I choose to move if I'm lucky. Damn, after all the efforts, it just boils down to luck? Haha, this is a gamble after all. When I realized that, I got a little excited. Yeah, this is a gamble. I'm trying my luck. This is a game to test the determination to change my life. If somebody failed to escape from the school, that meant they didn't have enough luck to survive in the real world. But I'm different. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm testing my luck. Here goes Shion. I ignored the noisy bugs and concentrate only on and suspicious sounds. So I've seen Shion since chapter 2, right? I think they were in 3, right? Which means they either didn't escape in the first one, or I just didn't see them. I guess they either failed, or I didn't see them. I heard no threats. But I decided it wasn't the bugs, it was my own heartbeat. Crunch. Even my footsteps were so loud, they could break my eardrums. Which, with each and every footstep, my overactive imagination tormented me with premonitions of unexpected run-in with guards. Countless times that torture grew too hard to bear, and I thought of running. But if I broke into a run, the noise I made would only draw suspicion. If anyone heard running at a time and place where people shouldn't be, they'd realize something abnormal was happening. But if the footsteps I heard were just walking, they would likely think nothing of it. Of course, I don't plan on letting them hear even those footsteps. I tried to extend my senses to get as much information as possible. I didn't sense anyone's presence. I might have felt safer if I heard a guard in the distance. I worried that my senses might not be keen enough to detect everything. Somebody might be right behind me without me being aware of it. I didn't want to make any noises, so I stopped from time to time. It's like I'm constantly fidgeting, to stop or to run. Something within urged me to choose from either one. I can't choose to stop. I have to keep going, quickly and stealthily. I'm already risking so much just being here. Running of course would be absurd. I know that. The urge to run continued to bug me. My head was filled with those thoughts as I went through this dangerous territory. I succeeded in passing through without running into anyone. I couldn't help but sit for a moment and exhale the rotten air from my lungs. My negative thoughts quickly vanished. Just a little more to go. Just a little more. Just through the bush over there is the fence that separates this world and the outside world. Once again, I strongly felt the urge to run. I suppressed that desire and carefully tackled the final step. The beautiful looking fence didn't seem disguised to prevent escapes, designed to prevent escapes. Now, while I was worried that somebody might see me climbing up the fence, it fortunately didn't happen. It's even possible that this fence might have a touch sensor. It's too late now. It doesn't matter now, since I'm already climbing up. From the top, the fence seems to be about 7 feet high. I have to go down carefully, just like when I climbed up. I knew that logically, but I couldn't think that way anymore. I chose to jump off without no hesitation. Of course, I regret my decision during the fall. I got scared because the flight was longer than I expected. I didn't land beautifully, I fell on my butt, but there was nobody around to laugh and I didn't have time to be embarrassed. I looked around to see if anyone's heard my landing. Even the crickets weren't interested in the sound I made. I felt relief. I looked at my watch. Is it late? 5 minutes till 8 PM. It was a 15-minute escape. Putting a number to it really made it obvious how short it had been. You have like 45 minutes left then. Looking back, most of the time I was just asking myself questions and hesitating. I guess I worry too much. But I can't be too relaxed just yet. There's no guarantee that I fooled all the cameras. This place isn't a bank. There won't be a fire alarm going off even if the guards did see me. It's possible they're rushing this way right now. I can't imagine the air of freedom yet. I hid myself in the darkness and waited. There's still time left until the rendezvous. Higurashi when they cry isn't in English anymore. Huh. Alright. I think it says Higurashi when they cry. I don't know. I watched the school premises while waiting, but it looked like nothing strange was going on. The building was lit up and the beautiful Western-style architecture made it hard to believe that it was a school. It should be armed with electrifying wires, searchlights and guard dogs like the prison it is. I thought I'd experience a surge of school memories in a situation like this. But it didn't happen. That sort of thing only happens when you have good memories. I have no good memories of this school. There's nothing to remember. But if I could pick a series of images to recall, it would be the luxurious dinners we had every night. So my memories would be nothing but international cuisine. Japanese, Chinese, French and so on. What the hell? That's just too funny. I burst into laughter. At that point I heard a car approaching. I crashed into darkness. Then Plate number is the same as I was expecting. That's the car. I jumped out and rushed into the passenger side, opened the door and got in. Hello, guy. Nice to see you, Shion-san. The driver was a man of early old age. He'd be angry if he heard me say that, though. He still thinks he's middle-aged. The only driver I know is your driver. Is this the same guy? He didn't have a silhouette before, but maybe he does now. Hmm. He, looked at my face and learned that I suspected him, smiling. Ah, the air feels fresh. I wanna eat a burger for a start. I heard they serve excellent food in the school bar. I suppose you will serve nothing but gruel, huh? No way, dumbass. I was just kidding. Step on the gas if you have time to laugh at me. As you wish. Casey really did laugh out loud. Mr. telling me to buckle up, he accelerated. The, the cathedral-like school disappeared from the mirror in an instant. It disappeared so quickly that I didn't have time for the surge of dinner memories. Goodbye, my lovely school days. I'm gonna fill my stomach with junk food from now on. I'll never be free from the table manners you taught me. Serves you right. As we drove, the scenery began to change. The scenery was surrounded by vast fields of crops and few street lights. It reminded me that this was just the countryside of Japan, not Europe. You hungry? Would you like me to stop somewhere to eat? That's okay, I already ate. I lied. I'm actually a bit hungry. I didn't eat much at dinner to avoid slowing myself down with a full stomach. I appreciate Casey's offer, but I didn't feel like taking the time to eat while still in enemy territory. It's late, so you'll only find the vending machine at highway rest stops. I've heard there was a hamburgers and Odin vending machine nowadays. Huh? What the hell? Would I dispense a cup and the ingredients like a coffee vending machine? That's gross. I don't think it's like that. It usually comes in a can. Sorry, I can't stand canned food. How do you have canned burger? Still? I thought you might have grown out of it. I haven't because I can't. Shut up. Why are you laughing? Heisei chuckled. He must have been trying to have me relax. He isn't usually so talkative. I'm exhausted. I'm going to get some sleep. How do I recline this? Look for the lever on the lower left part of the seat. Can you find it? Oh, here it is. Here I go. Heisei laughed again. Did I do something funny? No. It's just that the way you talk sound like Mion-san. Well, obviously. Mion and I are identical twins. We're perfect copies of each other. When I react to something, so will Mion. When Mion reacts to something in a certain situation, I'll react the same way. How's sis? I believe she's fine. I only see her when I bring your father to the family councils. That's why she doesn't live with in our parents' home anymore. She's living with the hag in Himizawa now, isn't she? She moved into the main house around the same time you started going to school. I responded with disinterest, even though I was the one who asked about it in the first place. The main house is where Ovio, the current leader of the Shinozaki family, lives. That's my grandmother, who I call a hag. But when we use the phrase the main house, that usually means more than just a dwelling. What Casey refers to is the same thing. Did she change? You mean Mion-san? Yeah, I think she has to have changed if she's living so closely with the hag. Casey chuckled yet again. He knows I hate my grandmother. I haven't noticed any changes. She's still the Mion-san you know. What about me? Did I change? No, not at all. Casey responded quickly with a smirk. I haven't seen him for a while, though it's no fun if he answers this quickly. I glared at him and then he burst into laughter. Haha, you haven't changed at all. That's admirable, since you've been in such a strict school for so long. Damn it. Laugh as much as you want. I'm going to sleep. There's a blanket in the back. Please make use of it. Thanks. I grabbed the blanket and rolled up in it. I'm exhausted, but I can't go to sleep. It's strange. Or maybe not. I must be tired from the escape. It's just that I'm feeling tense. So I have to declare it once again if I only to calm myself. I'm sleeping. I totally am. Alright, it's the third time you said that. Do I need to give you permission to sleep? You're talking too much. I can't go to sleep if you don't quiet down. I've apologized, princess. I'll keep quiet now. This interaction with Keisei reminded me of the old peaceful days in Akinomiya. Well, I don't really know if I can call those days peaceful. We were in the middle of the damn protest back then after all. We were all united, and now that I think about it, we pulled a lot of pretty dangerous stunts. So, you came back before the main game starts, right? Or do you come back in the same year as the main game? Not the main game, the question chapters. Because this is main a main game in the series as well. If the authorities ever find out what I did, I would never escape going to juvie. Well, at least half the people in Himazara would be off to prison. We didn't think of them as criminal acts though. It was a war. It might have been a festival where every person in Himazara joined together in protest. It was a struggle, but it was also fun. It was fun to rock to the SWAT team with everyone. We hid ourselves in someone's house when they chased after us. We would even go crowd around the police station demanding the release of our arrested comrades. When we snuck into the construction site and sabotaged it, it felt more like we were playing at war than conducting one. I got so excited back then. I felt united with my fellow members, even though they were strangers to me, and that memory warms my heart. Yes, the way they felt back then was like helping everyone to carry a sacred palcrium through the village, getting all sweaty and exhausted together, until we all collapsed face first on the ground and shared our excitement, and cheers with unfamiliar faces over tea. I was just a kid back then. I remember accompanying young men who worked for my dad out to the village to do various bad things. I was arrested a few times. It didn't feel any different though than when I was called to the teacher's office for forgetting my homework. The other villagers who were furious about the dam project, but for those of us who were just kids at the time, it's a pretty fun memory. Well, that came to a sudden end a few years ago. It wasn't the power of the protest that ended the dam construction project. The Shinozaki family and my dad had organization had worked in the shadows. This is top secret information in the Shinozaki family, but it said that they may or may not have kidnapped the Minister of Construction's grandson. But that was the last chapter. In order to blackmail him, the grandson was found a few days after the abduction. He was found in the mountains of Higurashi. He didn't simply disappear, and he wasn't demoned away either. That means some kind of deal was made secretly. Yeah, after that, the dam construction plan was halted indefinitely. The police suspected the village's involvement and investigated. But they couldn't find any leads. The villagers never betrayed each other. They would do anything to protect their fellow man. They fabricate fake alibis and fake evidence. It was easy to deceive the police. Yeah. The car suddenly shook, snapping me out of it. It must have run over a bump or something. I suddenly realized my expression was a very happy one for some reason. Ah, I must be looking forward to going home. Shion-san, are you awake? What is it? Would you like me to take you to the house in Akinomiya? Where else would you be taking me? I answered straightforwardly with a frown. Casey then also chose to reply straightforwardly. It was the head of the family who decided on your enrollment in Saint Lucia, and you ran away from there. You do understand the situation you're in, right? The school the hag chose didn't fit me, that's all. Shion-san, I know, shut up. As the head of the Shinozaki family, the hag's decisions are absolute. They're nothing like, say, the second rule. Worse, the decision to compare me to the academy far away from the Shinozaki family was made before I was even born. Shion was the name they gave me. My sister Miao has a character that means demon in her name. That was to signify she is the successor of her demons. In other words, she would be the successor of the Shinozaki family and its demonic bloodline. And my name Shion has a character that means temple in it. This means that I was destined to take the veil and be confined in a temple. Thinking of that reminds me of how much I hate this name of mine. For starters, the person known as Shion is an abnormal being to the Shinozaki family because remember the family had two hairs. I don't have to cite countless historical examples to explain. It's easy to imagine how that could provide troublesome for succession. According to our long-held family traditions, one of the twins has to be strangled to death right after birth. Unbelievable, isn't it? With what that means is that I have to be grateful to be alive and breathing to this day. I heard the hag actually put her hands around my neck right after I was born. I don't know what exchange took place in that moment. Maybe some brave relative of mine managed to stop her. Or maybe she was in an extremely good mood that day. Then don't try to strangle me. We're twins. There are no apparent differences between us. But the first one out of my mom's stomach was named Mian. The second one drew the short stool and got named Shion. Everyone else was desperate to tell us apart, but researchers just found that awfully ridiculous. There wasn't any differences between us. No one could tell us apart, even if we only swapped hats. We wondered why all the grown-ups were trying to see the differences. While our fun as twins didn't last forever, one day they created an undeniable clear distinction between Mian and Shion. Mian went to the main Shinozaki house to live with the hag and learn how to become the successor, and I was confined to St. Lucia. I have no objections to this inheritance. I used to be jealous, but now I feel like that having to learn about and to follow the traditions would just make me tired. I even feel sorry for Mion. So I'm not going to be a threat to the family even if I'm back in Okinomiya. But the hag doesn't seem to think that way. She thinks I'm some kind of evil omen. That's why she wanted to keep me away from her. That doesn't matter to me. I don't want to see her face either. I don't care if she doesn't allow me to enter Himizawa. She can charge me 10,000 yen per step if I take there. But I want her to let me live in Okinomiya where I grew up. When I was little, I was in Himizawa, but I don't remember much. And I'm not very attached to it. I do have good memories of my elementary school days in Okinomiya. The town isn't very, sophisticated, but I kind of like it there. If you go back to Okinomiya, somebody from the family will notice you, and then they'll report you to the main house. Are you worried the hag will hear about me? That might be a problem. I hope you understand the situation. What, Keisei? Are you telling me to go back to that awful place? No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, you want to know whether I'm prepared or not. I just hope you understand what might happen. Well, I know what you mean. You'll be held responsible for helping me escape if things go bad, right? You should caress your pinky finger while you can, Keisei, before they take it away from you. You should look forward to being rolled up in a futon man thrown into the Anagaishi swamp in that case. Ah, maybe they'll send you to the torture room in the garden. I heard there's a big torture room in the main Shinozaki house. I've never seen it though. I've heard that they use to torture and kill the enemies of the village in there. It's just awful really. I hope I don't end up a victim of that place. Okay, everything's going to be alright. You really resemble your mother in the way you take chances on me. That's normal, she's my mom. My dad and my mom would be furious if they found out about my escape. Da 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 da. I'm more afraid of them than the hag. I don't want to go into details, but my dad is part of the Yakuza. He's in charge of the organization which covers the Shinobone area. He's in a very important position. So is Keisei here. He's an old friend of my dad who you really trust. I don't know if this is true, but I heard Keisei used to be very aggressive, though he's gentle now. I also heard he has a ton of scars. He was in charge of a few large areas, but after he was badly injured in a fight, he retired. Now he's my dad's consultant, aka a drinking buddy. He was my caretaker in my childhood, and now I feel like he's my butler. At first I thought my dad asked him to supervise me, so I hated him, but in time I started to feel like he was on my side. This is just a hunch, but I think Keisei used to be in love with my mom. My dad, mom, and Keisei were in a love triangle, but my dad took the lead in the end. Keisei couldn't leave my mom entirely, so he stayed around with my dad's friends. I can tell that from the way he acts. He's seen my mom and me. That's why he says I look like my mom every now and then. It kinda gave me the creeps at first, but he isn't a bad guy after all. He's actually pretty funny. I only found that out after I got used to him. So when I thought about escaping, I naturally turned to him. I contacted him in the early stages of my plan, and arranged to meet him today. You could call him a conspirer. It's not surprising he's worried about my return to Okinomiya. Considering the rules and traditions, cutting off his pinky finger isn't too far from reality. I might be rolled up in a futon man thrown into the swamp for real too. Even so, there's only one place for me to return. Shinobone? I'm going to Okinomiya and nowhere else. Oh wait, why would I say Shinobone? That's where your dad controls. That's not where you want to go. That's my hometown. This might be a kind of homesickness, but I don't care what it looks like. So what are you going to do? Shinozaki families everywhere. Well, I'll lay low for now. If somebody sees me, I'll tell them I'm Mion. Then what? Then after things have calmed down, I'll start talking to my close relatives. I know they'll be on my side. I know some people who would cover for me when I had a fight with my dad once. I see. You're trying to create a faint copy so that the Shinozaki family will have to accept you later on. I hope that works. It will. There were many people who were opposed to the idea of enrolling me into that school. That decision was obviously made by that because of the hag's hatred towards me. Don't you agree, Keisei? Well, yes, I thought that decision was excessive. She couldn't have made the right decision because she was suffering from menopause. All the fuss surrounding the damn protest drove her nuts. Casey smiled. I couldn't go to sleep after all, even though I was rolled up in a blanket. Even though I told Casey to shut up, I kept talking to him. In time, I got tired of talking, as I could feel the cars run smoothly on the highway. Casey spoke to me again. Shion-san, look. I was so tired that I ignored him. I wondered what he wanted me to look at, but I wasn't that interested. I had to open my eyes and slightly and saw opened my eyes slightly and saw a sign quickly pass by. Casey probably wanted me to look at that sign. I had an illustration of Azals across around the letters that said, "Welcome to Shinobone City. My hometown is coming right up." Chapter 5. Meakashi. Meakashi. Hmm. Shion Shinozaki. Kishimabara, Rina Hagura, Mion Shinozaki, Totoko Hojo, Rika Furudu. Satoshi Hojo, Furudu Ushi, Gio Tomitak, Mio Takano, Kuruku Ivy, Tsuyoshi Keisei. I didn't read them all. Higurashi when they cry K. Is that the end of the chapter? Is it an actual opening chapter? Yeah, I think this is Higurashi when they cry. No way, it's an actual opening chapter, that's crazy. I guess this is the start of the, what's it called? The new arc. You have received a new tip, the notebook's beginning. Goodbye, sister. Look at prison. What's the notebook? The notebook's beginning. June 1982. Satoshi Hojo's disappeared several days after the Watanagashi festival. Okay. There were three possible reasons for his disappearance. One possibility is that it was an accident. So am I coming on the year Satoshi disappears? That's a year before Kichi. Which is so first, damn, then it was, Satoko's parents, then it was Rika's parents, then it was Satoshi, right? Oh, no, I think it was, damn, Rika's parents, uh, Satoko's parents, then Satoshi, and her aunt. So that's the fourth year. And Kichi was on the fifth. Okay. One possibility is an accident. Dead bodies sometimes end up in irregular channels a few months after hit-and-run incidences. Since the police did there was search of the area and hadn't found his body, the possibility seems small. The second possibility is a self-motivated disappearance. Satoshi had been living in dire circumstances. His close friends actually heard him imply he might run away. The police thought he skipped town after his killing his aunt. That seems plausible considering that aspect. The police arrested another person for the murder, so this hypothesis must also be considered false. The next possibility is that he was involved in the series of mysterious deaths in Himizawa. It's also called the Curse of Orishida-sama. He fell victim to and disappeared. Unless Orishida-sama's occult power is actually verified, this curse might be the act of humans. It's only natural to assume that Satoshi-kun was made to disappear by someone else's will. So the question is whose? The possibilities are quite limited. The culprit is either a member of the Shinozaki family, a member of the three families, or one of their many relatives. The police can assume that easily. I need to think beyond that. Who did it? How did it happen? And why did it have to be done? Why did Satoshi fall victim? What was the motive? Who gave out the order? Who actually did it? Mastermind, the culprit, and the truth. All are in reach of my grasp. Maybe I'll find them out right behind my back. But even so, I can't reach everywhere. There are parts of my back I have to make an effort to reach, clenching my teeth and cracking my joints so that the tips of my fingers can barely touch them. The truth is hidden in places like those. I'm writing this because I need to organize my thoughts and memories. Nobody will read it other than myself, but somebody else does. That means that either I threw these notes away because I no longer needed them, or if a victim to the curse already should have somewhere in the middle of my attempt to solve the mystery. If it was the former, that's okay. But if it's the latter, please, I want you to help me. Please, help this powerless young girl. Hmm? Now this is like the investigation arc, or the answer arc. I guess that's what that is. But yeah, that's chapter 1 for this time. So yeah, bye bye.